Boards of Canada, Trans-Canada Highway. This album is an extended play and the 2006 follow-up to 2005's Campfire Head Phase, which if you've seen in my review of that album, you'll know that that album remains in my top 10 favorite albums of all time. But anyways, back to Trans-Canada Highway. This album remains the most recent release from BOC, and I'm sure is comprised of tracks that didn't make the cut for Campfire Head Phase. The album contains Davin Cowboy, which was also on the Campfire Head Phase, and also a remix of Davin Cowboy, and 4 other tracks. Being an EP, the album is short, running just at 28 minutes. But the album is definitely a smooth, good listen, and completely worthy of being an entry in the BOC discography. Is it Campfire Head Phase? No. But that doesn't matter because it's still near perfect in its own right, just like every other BOC release. Campfire Head Phase just seems to be my favorite, just seems to be the best. Anyways, I wonder if the reason there hasn't been any new BOC material since Campfire Head Phase is because the guys felt they had kind of reached their pinnacle with the Campfire Head Phase. Maybe they thought they had reached their pinnacle artistic goal. At least that's what it kind of feels like to me. Trans-Canada really does kind of feel like a spin-off to that record, consisting of a few tracks that just didn't make the cut of that record. Trans-Canada seems too connected to Campfire Head Phase to just be another entry in the BOC series, being almost an indirect continuation of, and a celebration of, the Campfire Head Phase. My 2 favorite tracks off the record are Skyliner and Left Side Drive. But once the remix kicks in of Davin Cowboy, that track really kicks ass too. Seems more like its own song rather than a remix of a previous song. If you're a BOC fan and you haven't listened to this album yet or you don't own it yet, I suggest you get a copy, especially considering it's their most recent release. And that was almost 7 years ago at the time I'm making this video. It's kind of weird to see where they left off creatively. I hope this isn't the end of BOC because I would hate for them to stop doing music. And I'm looking forward to some new Boards of Canada, hopefully sooner than later. But if this truly is the final chapter in the BOC discography, it was a decent conclusion to the overall journey, wrapped up nice and tightly with a concluding remix of Davin Cowboy. I'm going to go ahead and give this album a 9 out of 10. Just because I thought the inclusion of the regular track of Davin Cowboy to be a bit strange, excessive maybe, because it appeared just on the album right before this album came out. And if you're one like me to listen to this album directly after listening to Campfire Head Phase, you don't want to begin the new chapter by re-exploring a track you just heard a few minutes prior. But it is what it is. Still an epic EP though. Boards of Canada, Trans-Canada Highway, 9 out of 10.